Welcome back to another episode of Out Loud Geek, where we discuss news and views about pop culture, science fiction, fantasy, food, cooking, the outdoors, and more. A growing number of movies have been delayed as a result of the WGA writer's strike and the ongoing actor strike. And while the writer's strike was finally resolved at the end of September after 148 days, as I had talked about in a video that I had released at the time, the actor strike has now been going on for around 108 days as of the time that I am recording this video, and there is no telling how much longer it may last. Talks are currently ongoing between the striking actors and the studios as represented by the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, or AMPTP, but a number of impasses remain in their negotiations. And the longer that the talks drag on, the more likely that production may not be able to fully resume until after the holidays in January 2024. But that's assuming that the strike can be resolved before the end of the year. The actors' strike began on July 14th, and if their strike were to last as long as the 148-day writers' strike did, that would put an end for their strike at around December 9th. Which is still more than a full month away from the time that I am recording this video. In early October, Collider reported that 45,000 jobs in the entertainment industry have been lost as a direct result of the writers' and actors' strikes. Everyone knew that pain would be inevitable as the WGA and actors went on strike to fight for a better deal from the AMPTP. And thanks to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, we now know how extensive the impact on labor has been across the entertainment industry. Since the beginning of the writers' strike back in May, 45,000 jobs have been lost in the motion picture and sound recording industries, which is attributed to the prolonged work stoppage. And these are the people who I feel bad for the most. In September alone, 7,000 jobs were cut across both television and film. It's one of the first wider pictures we've seen of how the strike has impacted the economy, and the results aren't all that surprising. As the strikes began, it was clear that other workers within Hollywood, from casting directors to sound engineers, makeup artists, and camera operators, would feel the sting of this labor battle. Both unions have done what they can to aid their fellow workers with special sales and auctions of one-of-a-kind experiences and memorabilia for the Entertainment Community Fund and the Union Solidarity Coalition, but that doesn't completely take away the pain of losing a job altogether. And what finally got the AMPTP to negotiate with the WGA? The growing losses that the studios have been contending with, and those losses are continuing to grow as long as the actors remain on strike. Back in September, it was reported that Warner Bros. Discovery had bled $300 to $500 million in this fight, which is likely part of the reason that David Zaslav and other executives were so eager to return to the negotiating table. And the state of California's economy has taken a major hit, reportedly losing $3 billion over the first 100 days of the strikes, and that was as of August 9th. And since the actors are still on strike, those losses are only continuing to become worse. Now we'll look at the growing list of movies whose premieres have been delayed or canceled altogether as a result of the strikes. And there's no guarantee that more movies won't be adversely impacted, as the movies that I have listed here are the ones that I know of as of the time that I'm recording this video. The first one is entitled Poor Things, which is a Searchlight Pictures film starring Emma Stone that's been pushed back twice already to a release date of December 8th, 2023. Next is the movie White Bird, which stars Helen Mirren and Gillian Anderson. It was pushed back to the fourth quarter with no immediate release date from an original August date. And who knows whether it may be pushed back again to 2024 given the current state of the negotiations between the actors and the AMPTP. Third on the list is the biblical film The Book of Clarence, starring Lakeith Stanfield and Benedict Cumberbatch. It was pushed back 4 months to a release date of January 12th, 2024. Fourth on the list is a movie that I have been looking forward to, Dune Part 2. Warner Bros. Discovery announced that the movie was being delayed from its original November 3rd theatrical release date to March 15th, 2024, with the hope that the actors Timothée Chalamet, Austin Butler, Zendaya, and Florence Pugh will be able to promote the film after the strike presumably ends. Fifth is the Warner Bros. Discovery movie Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire that was pushed back 1 month to April 12th, 2024. Sixth is another movie that I have been looking forward to seeing, Deadpool 3, which was pushed back from November to a release date of May 3rd, 2024. Seventh is the movie Challengers, which is another movie starring Zendaya that was originally slated to premiere at the 2023 Venice Film Festival, but will now release in theaters sometime in the summer of 2024. Eighth is the Paramount Pictures movie A Quiet Place Day 1, starring Lupita Nyong'o, that's been delayed 3.5 months to June 28th, 2024. Ninth on the list is the MCU movie Captain America: Brave New World, which will be the first Captain America movie to star Anthony Mackie as the titular character, and consequently, I personally don't believe that it will do well at the box office. Its release date was pushed back 2.5 months to July 26th, 2024. 10th on the list is Aaron Taylor Johnson's Sony film Kraven the Hunter that has been delayed nearly 10 months for a release date of August 10th, 2024. 11th is the animated movie Transformers 1 that's been pushed back 2 months to a release date of September 13th, 2024. 12th is another animated movie, The Lord of the Rings: The War of the Rohirrim by New Line Cinema, which was pushed back 8 months to a release date of December 13th, 2024. 13th is the movie Thunderbolts, which is a film about a misfit gang of Marvel superheroes recruited to go on missions for the government. Its release date has been delayed 5 months to December 20th, 2024. 14th is the standalone Marvel movie Blade. The character was most recently seen in the 2021 flop Eternals, and the movie was initially pushed back 10 months for a release date of September 6th, 2024. But it has since been pushed back again for a February 14th, 2025 release, which is now a 15-month delay. And we'll come back to Snow White because they modified the article. 15th is a movie that I fully expect to flop when it eventually comes out, Fantastic Four, which was initially pushed back from a November 2024 release to sometime in early 2025, before being pushed back again to May 2nd, 2025. That's a delay of 6 months. 16th is the 8th Mission Impossible movie, Dead Reckoning Part 2, coming on the heels of Dead Reckoning Part 1, which was a huge flop, as I had talked about in my Who Will Be the Biggest Flop video series, as well as the postmortem video that I had released on October 1st. This movie's release date has been pushed back 11 months to May 23rd, 2025. 17th is a currently untitled sequel to the 1987 movie Dirty Dancing, which has been pushed back more than a year to the summer of 2025. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I don't believe that the sequel will be successful because the original movie's principal star, Patrick Swayze, died back in 2009. And I really don't believe that the same people who watched the 1987 movie are going to be as interested in seeing this one 38 years later. And we'll come back to Elio because the article got modified. The 18th, 19th, and 20th movies on the list are the next 3 installments of James Cameron's record-breaking Avatar franchise. Disney has pushed back the premiere date for Avatar 3 a full year to December 19th, 2025. It has also pushed back the release of Avatar 4 by 3 years to December 21st, 2029. And similarly, the release date for Avatar 5 has been pushed back to December 19th, 2031, which is 8 years from now and well into the next decade. So for those of you who are anxiously awaiting the next Avatar installments, you're going to have to wait quite a bit longer. Now, for those of you who recall, Kathleen Kennedy had announced 3 new Star Wars movies back in April, as I had talked about in a video that I had released at the time. So the 21st movie to be pushed back is the first one of those 3 movies, and its release date has been pushed back 5 months to May 22nd, 2026. Then Disney announced release dates for the other 2 movies, December 18th, 2026 and December 17th, 2027, though I am still of the opinion that they won't all necessarily be produced. The 22nd movie to be pushed back is the next MCU Avengers movie, Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. It's been pushed back a full year to May 1st, 2026, which by the time it releases will mean that 7 years will have elapsed since the last Avengers movie was released. Then, the 23rd movie to be pushed back is the very next Avengers movie, Avengers Secret Wars, which has also been pushed back 1 full year to a release date of May 7th, 2027. The 24th movie hasn't simply been pushed back. It's been removed from the schedule altogether, implying that it has been canceled. And that movie was a Spider-Man spin-off entitled El Muerto that was set to star musician Bad Bunny. Sony Pictures removed the movie from its release schedule back in June after the WGA strike had begun. But then in September, Bad Bunny reported that he was no longer starring in the movie. The 25th movie to be pushed back is the animated movie Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, which was originally set to open in March of 2024, but it has been removed from Sony's release calendar to be rescheduled for a later date. Now we'll go back and revisit those 2 movies that the article had changed. Movie number 26 on the list is Disney's race-swapped live-action remake of Snow White, starring an actress that very few people like these days, Rachel Zegler. It has been pushed back 1 full year to a release date of March 21st, 2025. And the 27th and final movie that I know of to be pushed back as a result of the strikes is the animated Disney Pixar movie Elio, which was pushed back 15 months to a release date of June 13th, 2025. So at least 27 movies have been adversely impacted by the writers and actors' strikes, and it remains entirely possible that more movies could still be impacted. And this doesn't even take the fall TV lineup into account, which has also been adversely impacted and delayed. Production for all of these impacted movies and shows won't be able to resume or begin at all until after the actors' strike ends, and who knows when that will happen. Thanks for watching today, and a huge thanks to everyone who has subscribed to our channel. We appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button, and please feel free to share a comment. If you'd like to help support this channel, please press the red subscribe button, and please press the bell to receive notifications for new content. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Twitter by clicking on the links in the description. Until next time, this is Out Loud Geek.